Since we are in India, there's a very famous saying, रोटी कपड़ा और मकान. So रोटी कपड़ा तो हो चुका है, अब मकान की बारी थी तो we launched real estate.
Are you now making homes for everybody as well?
Like you, many people carry this impression that we forayed into real estate by accident. No. If we get into a business, we want to dominate that market. In quick 5 years of operations, we are the 5th largest listed brand in MMR. We are the only brand who has got a certificate from Maharera for completing a project 2 years ahead of schedule.
We all know that you're a developer, or at least part of the developer family.
You use the term developer. We are not developers. We are brand builders.
Let me share a story. When I got my first job, my dad gifted me a suit. I still have it. Fit nahi hota alag baat hai, but I still have it as a souvenir. Why? Because I still love it. And that was from this absolutely Indian brand called Raymond. And it's such a delight that Raymond has actually moved from 100 years of apparel legacy to now into real estate. So it's my immense pleasure and honor to invite the Chief Sales and Marketing Officer of Raymond Realty, Mr. Vishal Sharma. So welcome, Vishal. A legacy of 100 years, you've given apparel to every Indian, if I may say so.
Yeah, everybody wears Raymond.
How did the transition from apparel to real estate happen? And are you now making homes for everybody as well?
Yes, we are. And it's a natural progression. Since we are in India, there's a very famous saying, रोटी कपड़ा और मकान. So रोटी कपड़ा तो हो चुका है, अब मकान की बारी थी तो we launched real estate. And since you mentioned about Raymond's 100 years legacy, we started in 1925 and we have actually reshaped and reformed every industry we have been into, whether it's fashion, lifestyle, engineering, and now real estate. We have transformed every industry we have been in. You know, for 100 years we have been known for trust, quality, excellence, and those same ethos and values we brought into real estate. And if you see our journey, be it any industry we have been in, customer centricity is right at the core.
Sure.
We believe that if we put customer first and we build our business around, those sentiments, we are bound to succeed. Our mantra also, if you see real estate, Raymond Realty's mantra is go beyond. So we've gone beyond conventional boundaries, those conventional methods of doing real estate. So believing in setting up new benchmarks.
So 100 years of apparel branding, 10 years of real estate already?
Not 10 years, 5 years.
5 years. But many more to come.
Many more to come, yeah.
You started with Thane. वो तो चलो आपका land था, आपने mill shift कर दी. Everything was great. Where are you going next? What's the expansion plans?
See, I'm very happy that you asked me this question because like you, many people in the industry and outside industry, they carry this impression that we forayed into real estate by accident. Just that, we were holding a land parcel, we thought of let's do real estate. No. We don't do businesses like this. If we get into a business, we want to dominate that market. We want to be in the leadership position in those categories. And you have seen, Raymond has been a number one lifestyle brand into clothing space since many decades.
Sure.
FMCG also, Park Avenue, iconic brand, Kama Sutra. I don't know if you know this, in quick 5 years of operations, the 5th largest listed brand in MMR. We are the only brand in Maharashtra who has got a certificate from Maharera for completing a project 2 years ahead of schedule.
Oh, that's amazing. So hold on. So Thane, has it concluded? Are you going to continue Thane for another 5-7 years? Where next can we expect a Raymond signage? And why aren't you in the so-called Sobo? Why aren't you in the so-called BKC, Bandra? Tell me more about what's happening in Bombay city.
See, it's not that we don't want to be in these locations, but there's a time and there's a method to expanding into certain markets. Now, yes, we started with Thane. We have established our dominance here. Every third home sold in Thane is a Raymond Realty home. So now, since we have achieved critical nuances which are required to operate in a real estate environment, we are expanding out of Thane. I'm sure you must have seen the best and the most hyped launches in the western suburb, which is the address by GS Bandra. We launched that in February, and we have already sold 70-75% of the inventory in quick time. I don't want to call it full, but yes, we have a very decent inventory pipeline in future. And we are looking at projects in South Bombay, western suburbs, eastern suburbs, wherever there's an opportunity or there's a right market for a brand like Raymond. We want to be in those markets, but we don't want to sign up projects in a hurry. We want to do projects which we want to do, which makes business sense for us.
But Vishal, this is height of coincidence. The previous 2 location nexus we did was on Thane and Sion. And now we're doing Bandra. And you're in all 3 locations.
Quite a coincidence.
But coming back to Bandra.
Yeah.
We all know Bandra is a darling because metro is there, the highway is there, airport is close by, the sea-link is there. Sabko hi pata hai, nothing new.
Bollywood and cricket you miss.
Actually, thank you. They're all there.
Yeah.
So Bandra is the quintessential luxury after Sobo, if I allow. नहीं तो मैं नहीं बोलूँगा तो फिर वो गुस्सा हो जाएंगे.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So is that the reason why you chose Bandra?
Yes, Bandra has its own charm. We call Bandra as Queen of Suburbs. And the way we have positioned the project is you already have a queen. Now the queen has its crown, and the crown is the address by GS. And yes, we carefully chose that location primarily because of the proximity to C-Link, BKC,
Everything.
And if you look at the price points there, it's at the tipping point. In Bandra East, where we are located, the price point is between 35,000 to 40,000. And the prices on the other side of the road, which is hardly 1 kilometer from where we are, Kalanagar and these micro markets, the prices are hitting as high as 65,000-70,000. Now there's an arbitrage of 20,000-25,000 as on today as we speak. And still 4 to 5 years for the project to be completed. So by the time we deliver the project, these prices, which are like 35-40, they'll reach 55-60 by the time we finish the projects.
So see, I come from CRE Matrix, right? And we are data people. So बिना data के तो फिर ये podcast नहीं हो सकता. So we pulled out some numbers. Let me put it this way. 15 साल पहले the price was 15,000.
Correct.
And you rightly said the price is at about 60,000 right now, which is a 4x multiple.
Absolutely.
So that's real wealth creation.
Absolutely.
And now what you're saying is, ki, what happened to Kalanagar, just across the road, you're going to make that happen to
Yes.
Kherwadi, if I can call it, right?
Yes.
And that arbitrage will be available, and you have left it on the table for the home buyers to create that wealth, or the investors, whoever they may be.
Absolutely. And if you look at the location advantage now, with Coastal Road, turning into reality, you can reach from Nariman Point to Bandra in flat 15-20 minutes. So that changes the whole dynamics of that so-called Sobo living. Now, why you want to be in Sobo when you can get double the space in Bandra? Best of the gated communities in Bandra, like ours is a 6-acre land parcel, and this is the first and finest gated community in Bandra East. Rest are all standalone towers, whether it's Bandra West or East. They are standalone towers which has no life, there's no style. But from an amenity perspective, we've got a 15,000-20,000 square feet clubhouse, top of the line specifications. The clubhouse is done by Mr. Kef, who has done interiors for JK House. He's the guy who has done interiors for Shah Rukh Khan's Mannat. The architectural design is given by Mr. Hafiz contractor himself. So we are working with the top of the line partners to deliver the finest product and lifestyle as far as Bandra market is concerned.
But again, why I particularly wanted to speak about Bandra with you is BKC mein about 3 million more grade A offices are expected to get completion.
Correct.
In the next 5 years.
Correct.
Even if I take a 100 square feet division, you're talking about 30,000 new jobs.
Correct.
We pulled out the number of launches in RERA, right? आप सब RERA update करते हो. There are only 3,000 homes, including your project. 3,000 homes, 30,000 new jobs. Something is mismatch.
Yeah.
You need to make more houses. So have you launched all of your Bandra project? Have you launched part of it? Is there more land? What can I expect in Bandra from you?
See, I don't want to take out the secret so soon, but yes, we've launched the first phase completely. The second phase will be launching after a gap of, say, 6 months or so. And if you look at our strategy also, and you're absolutely right, BKC still has lot more to offer as far as commercial space is concerned. And 3 projects have been signed, which will be launching in the fag end of this financial year. We have a project in Mahim, we have a project in Sion, and now we've got a project in Bandra MIG. They all are at the periphery of BKC.
That's true.
So what you just now said, we saw that, probably a year, 2 years back. And that's why we have carefully chosen these locations. And we are fully aware that these locations will add a lot of value to people who are working in BKC. See, ultimately, you can't get walk to school and walk to work concept in Bombay. But if you are like 2-3 kilometer distance from your workplace, it's a boon, boss. It's an added advantage. It improves your quality of life to a very large extent.
And given that we all know that you're a developer, or at least part of the developer family, we'll skip Thana for a minute. We'll only focus on Bandra, right? Because, we want to keep it from a home buyer's perspective. And a lot of home buyers do not sometimes appreciate what a developer goes through in terms of challenges, right? Anything you want to share which makes them feel कि पापा Raymond का घर है तो time पे मिलेगा, सही मिलेगा, and I can just safely park my money there.
See, Abhishek, there's a mindset difference. You use the term developer. We are not developers. We are not builders. We are brand builders.
Wow.
Okay. Coming back to your question, that did we face any challenge when we launched Bandra?
Yes.
Yes, we faced, because it was a redevelopment project. And when you're dealing with redevelopment, you have to deal with not only the sentiments of people who are staying there, you have to make sure that you make alternate arrangements for them, you have your cash flows in place, you time it really well when these guys gonna move out of the society, when the demolition gonna happen, when the construction gonna start. It's a fully operational site where there are these site logistic challenges which exist everywhere. So we are not like aloof to those issues. It's a part and parcel of doing redevelopment actually, anywhere in Bombay for that matter.
And I think once you deliver a few of them, and I'm going to stick to Bombay particularly because, the societies over there might not come to Thane to see what you've delivered here, might not. But once you deliver something there, I foresee a stage where societies will come to you. It happens. It's happened to some branded developers where societies are eager to partner with you because they know what you are capable of.
I beg to differ here, Abhishek, with you, because it doesn't matter from where you have delivered.
Acha.
Okay. Because yes, Thane, we own the land, but we don't own the demographics, the socio-political environment which you need to manage everywhere. Sure. To build a project of this scale. Delivering a project 2 years ahead of RERA timeline, which was just 5 years at. We delivered our first project in 3 years. And we're talking about 42-story towers. We are talking about close to around 1,500 homes now being delivered. So that's a massive achievement. And we are very proud of it. And, seeing our track record, the 3 societies which I just mentioned, and Bandra included 4th, we actually defeated every possible competitive brand in the redevelopment process to win those projects. So that is a testimony of the fact that people actually rewarded us with their trust and confidence when they gave those projects to us and not to other reputed developers who have been in this industry since last many decades now.
So are we doing any retail there? Are we doing any commercial there, or is it a pure residential place?
It's a pure play residential project, Bandra, with a convenience retail of 10 to 15,000 square feet, where we'll get finest retail stores. That is more to give it as an amenity rather than monetize it. Then there'll be a very small part of retail, but yes.
So when you launched at Bandra, what do you think was your secret recipe, your secret formula for the success you've seen?
See, there's no secret and there are no shortcuts to success. I'll say with a brand like Raymond, first project outside Thane, it was a added pressure, and it was evident that we wanted to do well there as well. Like in Thane, I told you 33% market share we were able to capture quickly in 3 years actually. So we wanted to demonstrate the same capabilities in Bandra as well. And we started preparing for that launch well in advance actually. We knew that Bandra as a location, it's a very premium and prestigious pin code. It's very aspirational. People living, say, in far western suburbs, I'm talking about Borivali till Andheri, were very, very keen to move to Bandra, primarily because of the pin code and also proximity to BKC and South Bombay now with Sea Link and Coastal Road coming in. We knew where the market is. We did extensive legwork. We have a fantastic team. We did our maiden channel partner meet in February. We were expecting 1,000 channel partners. We were blessed with 1,400 odd channel partners trying to barge into our channel partner meet. And there we demonstrated that how this can add real value to people who are looking at a quality lifestyle in a place like Bandra.
But if I may ask you, and for our home buyers who are listening to you, थोड़ा और बताइए ना इस प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में. Are you making 2 beds, 3 beds, 4 beds? What are the pricing? Are they still affordable? Are you leaving something on the table for the home buyer to? I feel you are, because we discussed about the delta between Kalanagar and you, but would love to hear from you.
See, like I said, this is a first and finest gated community in Bandra. Total 4 towers we have launched. From a typology perspective, we have launched 2 and 3 bed with Jodi options.
वो तो compulsory हिंदुस्तान में.
Absolutely. Yes. Nowadays, people want larger spaces. They want private spaces for themselves. So, yes, we have offered them that. The 2 bed starts at around 700 square feet. We have a larger 2 bed also, 850 odd square feet. 3 bed starts at around 1,000 square feet and can go up to 1250 as well. And there's a 4 bed as well. 4 bed we have limited edition. I'm very proud that 4 beds are sold out. I don't have even a single unit to be offered in the phase 1. Phase 2, yes, we'll be bringing in those inventories again. This also shows confidence in the brand. The volume and the velocity we achieved quickly in, say, last 6 to 8 months demonstrates that customers are seeing a lot of value in that project. And from a pricing perspective, we start at around 2 crores, 10 lakhs and goes up to around 5.5, 6 CR also. So from a pricing perspective, it's very competitive. From a investment perspective, I'll say this is the right time to invest, because today we are at 35,000 give and take plus minus. And across the road, it's 60,000 already. And I'm 100% sure, I guarantee that the market will move there. It will surely catch up because the infra is getting developed on both sides of the road.
And what you just rightly said was you have to bring in everything together. You have to get in the research, you have to get in the marketing, you have to get in the construction in time. When everything comes together, then the recipe or the food or whatever you've prepared, the end product gets perfection.
Absolutely.
Right? My memory goes back 20 years when my dad gave me a suit and I still have it. That's a very, and I say it's like a souvenir for me. बताइए ना, tell us something about the home buyer जो आता है, जो जिंदगी में एक घर खरीदता है. क्या कहा उसने आपको?
देखिए, जो आपने लास्ट में बोला, दैट इज द क्रक्स एक्चुअली. एक आम आदमी जो जिंदगी में सिर्फ एक बार घर खरीदता है. यस, यू आर राइट. इन अ सिटी लाइक बॉम्बे, ऑलमोस्ट 70% पीपल डोंट गेट दिस प्रिविलेज second time in their life.
Absolutely.
And Raymond has been there since last 100 years. It has been part of their, celebrations. चाहे किसी की शादी हो, engagement हो, graduation ceremony ho.
We all
Raymond,
love the music.
Yes. Raymond, the complete man, has been there in your life always.
Yes.
And it's a responsibility on our shoulders also that we carry that legacy forward and deliver that same promise, same trust, quality and excellence of what he has been used to feeling, experiencing from a brand like Raymond. So I come across, buyers who come and, share their nostalgic stories about brand Raymond. Like, मेरी शादी में मैंने Raymond का सूट पहना था and I've been wearing Raymond since, my first suit. I've worn it, now I'll be living it.
Wow.
So that's something which is, which is very emotive. I can't describe in words, but it's very personal.
But that's probably what wakes you up in the morning and looking forward to doing more, right? When you hear these kind of sentiments, stories, it's just so self-motivating to do more.
Absolutely. Like I said, brand Raymond is not my brand or your brand. It's an international brand. It's a national, I'll say, asset. And it's everybody's job to preserve that asset as much as it's mine, actually. I'm just a custodian of it, working to enhance that brand in whatever capacity I can do. But I feel you get such brands or opportunity to work with such brands very rarely.
So we conclude this episode with Vishal. So thank you, Vishal, very, very much for having a conversation with us on Bandra East. And to all my viewers, wait for the next Location Nexus. We'll pick another micro market in Mumbai or Thane, and we'll come back to you with another guest and speak more about these micro markets from a location and a home buyer perspective.